we have to find the perimeter of this compound shape. It's called a compound shape because it's made up of smaller shapes. In this case, you can see, there's some kind of rectangle here and another rectangle there. So it's made up of two smaller rectangles, which makes it a compound shape. And to figure out the perimeter of any shape, you have to figure out the length of its sides. And with compound shapes, it's a little bit trickier because there are lots of sides just because of its shape. And this one in particular, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides to add up. With this particular shape, we've got two sides, one here and one here, which we don't know the length of, and we have to be a little bit of a detective to figure it out. So let's go through that process. We know we need to figure out this one first. Oh, we don't need to figure out this one first, but we will figure this one out first. We certainly know that this one, which is parallel to it, is 12 centimeters. And if we were to take this down, straight down here, we know that this and this are the same length, and that's 12. So we're basically looking at, well, what about this? Because that is this. 12 plus something is going to equal 20, because the whole thing here is 20, right? And we know that 12 plus 8 equals 20. So I know that this little side is 8 centimeters. Again, putting on our detective hat, we're going to have a look at this side. I know that from here to here is 16, which is from here to here. I also know that up to here is 4 centimeters, and here is another length, which I don't know, but if the whole thing is 16, 4 plus 12 is 16. So I now know that this is 12 centimeters. And now I have the length of each side. It really is quite simple. I just have to add up the length of each side that I've identified. So for example, let's just write these down. 12 plus 4, so I'm going to start here. So I'll circle that so I don't get confused and I don't add in more sides than I actually need. So 12 plus 4 plus 8 plus 12 plus 20 plus 26, plus 16 I should say. Okay, simple job. You can either use a calculator or just add them up manually. That becomes 16 plus 8 and 12 is 20, plus 20 and 16 is 36. Add these guys together, that's 36 plus 36, and 36 plus 36 is 72. So I know that this perimeter equals 72 centimeters. Give the perimeter of this shape. Now this is what we call a U shape. So it's a bit of a U sort of look to it, upside down in this case, sort of a shape that looks like this. Switch this around, of course, it looks like a U. So, again, we really have to be a little bit of a private detective and figure out the lengths of the missing sides. So there's one here, and there is also another one right here. And we just have to figure these out. So let's do that in a very similar way to the way we did it with the L shape. A little bit different. From here to here, okay, we know that this is 4, and we know that that is 2, okay, and we just need to know this one. Now we know the whole length is 9. Up to here is 4, up to here was 2, so what is this going to be? 4 plus 2 is 6. It needs to equal 9, so 6 plus 3. And this is 3 centimeters. Now we still have this side to determine the length of, and luckily though, if we, again, being detectives, this might be helpful, 10 here, but there's no real help here going this way. But look, if we're very careful, we can see that that there is the same as that there. They're the same length, so this must be 3 centimeters as well. Now once we're at this stage, we can actually start just adding up all the sides that we've been given. We just want to add in this one here. This is 10 centimeters as well, because that's the same as this side. And we've got all the information we need. counting from here, so we've got 9 plus 10 plus 2 plus, and this is really important, you cross these numbers out as you go because it's so easy to miss one out. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 10. Okay. And now we just add these guys up, so 9 plus 10 is 19, plus we got 2 and 3 and 3, so that's 8, that's 11, and this here is 14, so plus 14, 11 plus 14 is 25, so this here is 25, 25 and 19 is 4, so the perimeter in this case is 44 centimeters. We call it T shape, so you can see it's kind of, the shape is kind of in the shape of a T, just slightly tilted to the side there, so it looks like that. Okay, so we need to figure out the perimeter. Again, we have some unknown sides. We've got this one and we've got this one, so we need to figure out what they are. Again, we have to be a bit of a detective. Look for parallels. Now we see this one and this one opposite it. They are the same length, so luckily that's easy, 3 centimeters. And we've got this one and this one are opposite and they're parallel, so these must be the same, so 2 centimeters. And now again it's simple, we just have to add up all the sides because now we have all the lengths. So I want to start here with this 3, so 3 plus 9 plus 3 plus 3, so I want to cross these guys out as we go so I don't get confused, plus 2 plus 3 plus 2, and to summarize that's a 12, and 3, that's 6, 7, 8, so plus 8, plus 5. So 12 and 8 is 20, plus 5, so it's 25. So the perimeter equals 25, use the unit of measurement, centimeters. The shape is kind of like a Z shape, or in this case it's a Z shape, and you can have other ones which have a bit of an S look to them. Okay, this one's a bit of a Z shape. Again, we need to fill in unknown lengths, unknown sides. So this one is probably the easiest one to figure out because that and that are the same. They are parallel and they are equal. And so this one, for sure, is worth 2 centimeters. So that's nice and easy. This one is a bit more tricky, this one here. We know that up to here, it's 4, okay, because that is the same length as this. We can't just say that this and this are the same, that one and that one, because that's a bit longer, that's 3. So if this was going out to here, it would be 3. But this bit here, this extra bit, is worth 1. So we don't have that. So we're only up to here. We know that's 1, so this must be 2. Okay, so we get rid of that. So we now know that this bit here, from here to here, is 2 plus 4, which is 6 centimeters. So now again, we're pretty much ready to add all the sides. So I want to start from the 6. So 6 plus, oh, this one here, I forgot this one here. So this one and this one are even, so that's 2 centimeters. Okay, I was lucky there. So 6 plus 2 plus 1, which is this one, plus 2, plus 3, plus 2, plus 4, plus 2. Okay, so that gets me everything. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 14, so the perimeter equals 22 centimeters.